Good evening. I'm Valerie Williams, the Director of the Office of Special Education Programs. Thank you for the invitation to speak at the Federation's 50th Anniversary Gala. While I cannot attend in person, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations on achieving such an important milestone. The Federation was the very first project funded to provide training and information to parents of children with disabilities at what was then the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and Massachusetts was implementing Chapter 766. Chapter 766, enacted in 1972, was a model for PL 94-142 and IDEA, and we are grateful for Massachusetts' leadership in moving special education forward for all of our nation's children with disabilities. The purpose of the training and information grant was to help families advocate for their children with disabilities so that these children would get the education they needed in public schools. How much has changed in the last 50 years? Strong family advocacy and the passage of what we now know as the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act has led to federally funded parent centers like the Federation in every state and territory in the U.S. That small demonstration grant of $25,000 is now a congressionally funded investment of over $33 million. Families all over this country can now get the information and training they need to understand their rights, advocate for their children, and work with schools and early intervention programs to help their children grow and learn. Parent centers also develop dedicated parent leaders who work to improve systems and programs and dismantle stigma and ableism. I celebrate the vital role that families have played in transforming the educational landscape so that children with disabilities are not only allowed in school doors, but can be educated alongside their peers without disabilities, and like their peers, can thrive and reach their potential. Parent centers like the Federation have played a substantive role in this transformation, and families like mine have reaped the benefits. My son is now in middle school. He happens to have Down syndrome and is educated alongside his peers with and without disabilities. Our family has high expectations for him, and he has high expectations for himself. I owe our family's ability to navigate the complex educational system to the support and technical assistance we receive from projects focused on training families such as yours. Even as we celebrate how much has changed in 50 years, we must acknowledge how much remains to be done. The work of the Federation is just as significant now as it was in years past. We know there is still work to be done in ensuring all children with disabilities receive a free and appropriate public education. I know how much the Federation has invested in supporting all families, from the calls you answer in multiple languages, to the Visions of Community Annual Conference, to the many ways in which you build parent leaders from diverse backgrounds. You recognize the importance of empowering the most underserved families and of making systems more equitable. As the Director of the Office of Special Education, I work with our dedicated staff to provide monitoring and technical assistance to lead for equitable outcomes. We want to improve outcomes and raise expectations for the 7.6 million children with disabilities across the United States and territories. Secretary Cardona's Raise the Bar initiative seeks to improve equity across our nation's schools. In line with Raise the Bar, OSERS began an initiative to improve post-secondary outcomes for all children with disabilities, expect, engage, and empower successful transitions for all. I recognize how transition to post-secondary life continues to be a significant challenge for most youth with disabilities. My hope is that this work will challenge the field to join our office and work collaboratively to raise expectations, engage families earlier, and empower all who support transition services to measurably and significantly improve post-secondary outcomes for children and youth with disabilities and their families. Every family that has an infant, child, or youth identified with a disability must be exposed to high expectations from day one. And know that there are a multitude of options and assistance to plan for what happens when a student leaves the building. I know that I'm preaching to the choir. You all are here because you are invested in supporting all families of children with disabilities through the Federation's invaluable work. And I know that for 50 years, the Federation has been helping families set high expectations for their children and helping systems see the incredible strength and resilience families possess. I join with you in virtually raising a glass to the Federation and looking forward to the transformation the next 50 years will bring. Congratulations on FCSN's golden anniversary.